some time with us today. We're Seven Rings Band. Ready to have a good time, right, folks?
That's right.
Let the grasses grow and the water flow in a free and easy way. Give me enough of the real good stuff that's made by Galway Bay. And policemen from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. We'll give them a sip and we take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. At the foot of the hill there's a nice little still where smoke rise up from the sky. From the smell you can clearly tell there's a poaching boy close by. For a fizzy hair with the perfume rare twixt about you and me. At home we'll roll, we'll drink a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. Now the learned men, they use the pen, they sing the praises high of the rare poaching of the Isle of Green, distilled from wheat and rye. Be it wedge pills, it cures your hills, pagan, Christian or Jew. At home we'll roll, we'll drink a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. Let the grasses grow and the water flow in a free and easy way. Give me enough of the real good stuff that's made by Delaware Bay. And policemen from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. We'll give them a sip and we take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha. To the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-ha, to the two-rye-u-rye-ha.
All right. So we like to throw in a couple little things just so that you know we really are live. So if you caught any of that, But welcome. It's so good to be here. I'm sorry we're not in person. This is a really different kind of St. Patrick's Day, but I'm hoping everybody is staying safe and well. So we'll make the most of it. Yes, cheers, cheers, if you've got your libations.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. All right.
Sláinte.
Cheers to
we
everyone
have
down at Stewart's Brewing Company.
That's right. We have two patrons today. Our patron saint, St. Patrick, and of course, our other patron is Stewart's Brewing in Bear, Delaware. We were there last year, and let's hope we'll be there next year. We're going to do a little song by the Pogues. It's called If I Should Fall from the Grace with God. The grace with God, and no doctor can relieve me. If I'm buried beneath the sod, the angels won't deceive me. Let me go, boys, let me go, boys. Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. This land was always ours, the land of our fathers. It belongs to us and them, not to any of the others. Let them go, boys. Let them go, boys. Let them go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. threes, boys. Coming up threes, boys. Let 'em go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. Should fall from the grace with God, and no doctor can relieve me. If I'm buried beneath the sod, the angels won't deceive me. Let me go, boys. Let me go, boys. Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. Let me go, boys. Let me go, boys. Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry. God bless Shane McGowan.
I should have added too, so live, and thank you to Stewart's again, but we should give a shout out too to Jam 24/7 Sound. Thank you, Tom.
Right.
Dre was up here helping me with the mic already. You saw him. We got Larry on sound too. So thank you guys for making this happen. Really appreciate it.
We have a little song called Dirty Old Town, and we'll send it out to all the dirty old towns around the world that we're very familiar with, some of them very close by, right? I met my love by the gasworks wall. I dreamed the dream, dreamed the dream by the old canal. I kissed my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, dirty old town. The cops are crawling along their beat. See the cloud strips all across the moon. It brings our girls on the street tonight. Dirty old town, dirty old town, dirty old town. I'm gonna take a good sharp axe, shining steel, tempered in the fire. Gonna chop you down like an old tree. You know what it is. Dirty old town, dirty old town. I heard a siren from the dark. Saw the train go, it set the night on fire. I smelled the smoke on the snowy wind. Dirty old town, dirty old town. I met my love by the gasworks wall. Dream the dream, dream the dream by the old canal. Kiss my girl, I kiss my girl by the factory wall. Dirty old town, Bear, Delaware. Dirty old town, Middletown. Dirty old town, take it.
Ellesmere.
Dirty old town, Wilmington. Dirty old town,
Newcastle.
dirty old town. Dirty old town. Dirty old town. Insert town. Insert town right there.
Claymont.
Claymont. I meant to say Charlie Square too. Oh, so in addition to the tech assistance, we've also got some help with the comments that you guys are throwing. I really thought like I'd be able to keep up with them on my phone. I can't. So we've got, from Middletown, Delaware, Neil Kowalski helping us out here. Lots of people checking in saying we sound great. Excellent. That's good feedback.
Great to see you
And
guys.
his job too is if you have some requests, if you want to hear anything, we've got a set list, but please let us know if there's something you want to hear. And my job is, Neil's like way over on the other side of the studio, so he's going to get his exercise today, or else.
Either that or think of it as an eye test.
There, yeah. I'm
So-
going to fail that test.
So this next song is an Irish song. We know this because this says Irish in the title. It's the Irish Rover. It's about a boating trip gone bad, as they often are.
I gotta get ready.
That's right, you got it ready. Here we go. It goes something like this. In the year of our Lord, 1806, set sail for the old Cove of Cork. We were sailing away with the cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall of New York. We had elegant craft, oh what a naft, and oh how the trade winds rover. At 23 masts, we took several blasts on the deck of the Irish Rover. We had 1 million bags of the fine Sligo rags. We had 4 million barrels of bone. We had 3 million bales of old nanny goat's tails. We had 4 million barrels of stone. We had 5 million dogs,
Woof.
6 million hogs, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million sides of the fine horses' hides in the hull of the Irish Rover. Here's the crew. We had Barney McGee from the banks of the Lee. We had Hogan from County Tyrone. We had old Jack McGurk. He was scared sick of work. And a chap from Westmeath named Malone. We had Slugger O'Toole, drunk as a roe, and Fighting Bill Tracy from Dover. But your man Mick McCann from the banks of the Bann was the skipper of the Irish Rover. And here's where it goes bad. Every time we play it, right there. We had sailed 7 years till the measles broke out. Our ship lost away in the fog, and the whale of a crew reduced down to 2, just me and the captain's old dog. But the ship struck a rock. Oh, what a shot! It nearly drove us over. We turned 9 times around. That poor dog was drowned. Exactly like that. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. And no animals were harmed during the performance of that song. That's our stock joke right there. Hit it, Jeff. Thank you.
We haven't played in about a year, but the jokes are exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
We haven't played in about a year, but we just haven't had the time to sit around the house all day and play guitar and sing.
All right, so I think we're going to do our Rover double shot here, right? Or you can say no.
No, let's double it up. This the last one was the Irish Rover. This is the Wild Rover,
Yeah,
right?
see, I was setting you up for
Yeah,
the no.
but here I had to look on.
nay.
I'm looking down. No, nay, never.
That's
yes.
what I was setting you up for.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
Live people.
live. No, I just can't improv. That's it. And it's no nay never, because it's the Wild Rover, right? And it's no nay never. No nay never no more. And I play the Wild Rover. No never no more. Well, I played the Wild Rover for many the year, and I spent all my money on the whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold in great store. Then I never go play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no nay never. No nay never no more. And I play the Wild Rover. No never no more. I went to an alehouse I used to frequent,
Stewart's.
and I told my landlady the money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I could have any day. And it's no nay never. No nay never no more. And I play the Wild Rover. No never no more. Well, I pulled from my pocket 10 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and those words that I'd spoken, they were only in jest. And it's no nay never. No nay never no more. And I play the Wild Rover. No never no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, yeah right, and I hope that they'll pardon their prodigal son. And if they caress me as oft time before, then I never go play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no nay never. No nay never no more. And I play the Wild Rover. No never no more. A gratuitous time. And it's no nay never. No nay never no more. And I play the Wild Rover. No never no more.
All right, so the requests are coming in. And in fact, that first request is scheduled to be right after this next song, so maybe we'll just wait. One that we do, but it's not Irish. I don't know, guys. We'll have to think about that. And one that we don't know as a band, but maybe Pete knows. So these are all teasers. We'll keep you listening.
The thing is, in our experience, we found out that it's better to play songs that you know, but that doesn't stop us. And so, and you get what you ask for sometimes.
That's right.
So, Tracy, I think you're up on this one. I believe the song's called "A Kiss in the Morning."
It's a love song.
We do those too?
We got a couple of them. I sing them both.
You do. You ready?
Was early one morning, the fair maid arose and dressed herself up in the finest of clothes. Then off for the shoemaker's shop, sure she goes, for a kiss in the morning early. Well, the cobbler arose and he soon let her in. His arm and his hammer were neat as a pin, and he had the will for to greet her so slim, with a kiss in the morning early. Oh cobbler, 'tis soon we'll be wed, and nestling together in a fine feather bed. So give me 2 shoes with 2 buckles of red, for me kiss in the morning early. Well, the maid hid the shoes in the back of her waist. She praised the good cobbling and shoemaker's taste. Then home to her father she mournfully faced, for it was in the morning early. I've got me a man, and he is the one I would wed if I can. As handsome as ever, in leather did stand, for me kiss in the morning early. Well, the father was thinking and thinking again, for to wed her to riches, but have them for whom? Who knows, but it might be a prince or a king that she met in the morning early. So the father was smiling, his daughter embraced, but touching the buckles he drew back in haste. He spied the red shoes that were tied round her waist, for it was in the morning early. Oh daughter, he started to shout, when he did discover what she was about. God knows 'twas none but that old cobbling clout that she met in the morning early.
Kiss in the morning.
Poor Dad. All right, so I say let the requests begin. So this first request, I don't know who requested it, but we were going to throw this one out to both Kathy Logan and to
Logan.
Terry Davis. So if they're listening,
Yeah,
this
hope
one's
you
for
guys are.
So,
Hope to see you soon.
and I should tell them what the song is, but it's the next one on the set list.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, and it's Scottish, but we're going to play it anyway. I know.
Why not? Ready? When I wake up, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's going out with you. When I get drunk, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And when I haver, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering with you. Here we go. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles, fall down at your door.
I think Mike was singing there.
And when I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And that money, all the work I do, I'm gonna spend every time on you. And when I go out, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's going out with you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. Here we go! And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles, to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. And when I'm dreaming, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's dreaming about you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. And when I grow old, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. Here we go! And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles, to fall down at your door. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles, to fall down at your door. Da 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 da.
Even Pete was singing, but even Mike and Jeff were singing on that one too.
That's a rare thing. Really.
It's a good idea to sing.
It's safe here. It's safe here.
You see the Facebook numbers just drop like precipitously as Mike
That's
starts.
right. No. All right. So I say we keep going because I'm still not convinced we should do non-Irish songs yet. Maybe the second hour or something.
It might happen though.
So that last one, we mentioned Kathy Logan. This next one, typically Chuck does not like. So Chuck, if you're listening, go take your cigarette
Take a break,
right now.
yeah.
Go step outside.
Grab a beer.
So we're gonna do the Old Dun Cow.
All right.
And we want Stewart's especially to listen to this one because
Why not?
I changed a couple of the words,
Oh, very
just
good.
a couple. So you got to listen.
Good luck.
Some friends and I in a public house were playing dominoes one night. Went into the pub, a fireman ran, his face all chalky white. What's up, said Al. Have you seen a ghost, or have you seen your Aunt Mariah? Me and Mariah be buggered, said he. The bloody pub's on fire. On fire, said Al. What a bit of luck. Everybody follow me. It's down to the cellar if the fire's not there, and we'll have a grand old spree. So we all went down with good old Brown, and there the booze flowed free. And we sat there drinking pints of beer till we were drunk and disorderly. And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey from the floor. Booze, booze, the firemen cried as they came knocking on the door. Oh, don't let 'em in till it's all drunk up. And somebody shouted, McIntyre, McIntyre. And we all got stone blind, paralytic drunk, when the Old Dun Cow caught fire. All right, this one I played with a little. We'll see how it goes. Then Mike walked over to the steward's bat, gave it just a few hard knocks, started taking off his pantaloons, likewise his shoes and socks. Hold on, said Al, you can't do that. You can't do that round here. Don't wash your trousers in the oyster stout when we've got Coors Light beer. And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey from the floor. Booze, booze, the firemen cried as they came knocking on the door. Oh, don't let 'em in till it's all drunk up. And somebody shouted, McIntyre,
McIntyre.
and we all got stone blind, paralytic drunk, when the Old Dun Cow caught fire. And then there came a mighty crash. Half the bloody roof gave way. We were almost drowned in the fireman's hose, but we were gonna stay. So we found some tacks and some old wet sacks and nailed ourselves inside. And we sat there drinking pints of stout till we were bleary-eyed. Highlander stout.
Nice.
And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey from the floor. Booze, booze, the firemen cried as they came knocking on the door. Oh, don't let 'em in till it's all drunk up. And somebody shouted, McIntyre,
McIntyre.
and we all got stone blind, paralyzed. when the old dun cow caught fire. All right, last verse. Later that night, when the fire was out, we came up from the cellar below. Our pub was burned, our booze was drunk, our heads were hanging low. Hold on, said Hal, with a voice quite queer. Something had raised his ire. We gotta get down to Stewart's Pub. It closes in 3.5 hours. I think they close at 9 tonight, maybe special for St. Patrick's Day, I'm not sure. And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey from the floor. Booze, booze, the firemen cried as they came knocking on the door. Oh, don't let 'em in till it's all drunk up. And somebody shouted, McIntyre, McIntyre. And we all got stone blind, paralytic, drunk, big finish, when the old dun cow caught fire. McIntyre.
Wow, I have to defend myself there a little bit.
McIntyre.
I love Stewart's Oyster Stout, so I would never take my pants off and put it in their vat. So-
Not in the vat,
Don't
no,
do
no.
it.
And speaking of stout, like the whole time I'm thinking about Stewart's Stouts because I checked out their menu for tonight. There's like 4 different stouts. One's a caramel stout, which sounds amazing, and then there's a chocolate stout. So if you're down at Stewart's checking it out, let me know how those stouts are because I want to come down and get some.
We're done at 7. So. All right, so now
Plenty of time.
they're coming in. So we've got Mike's song. Is it too early for Mike's song?
Oh yes, I haven't even finished my first
All right,
pint.
so we won't forget about it.
Not
we won't
yet.
forget about it. But and we've got a Rebel song, a little Black Velvet.
Sounds
We're gonna
great.
do that.
And we'll just try to pretend that that's not the next song on the list
It's the
anyway.
next song on the
so the
list.
next song's
It's
called
like,
The Black Velvet Band, and it's in waltz time for all the waltzing Matildas out there.
You guys got to get better at working these requests.
Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. I think she was on something, but I don't want to get into that right now. Here we go. And her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. As I was walking down Broadway, not intending to stay very long, I met with the frolicsome damsel as she came tripping along. A watch she pulled from her pocket, and she slipped it right into my hand. From the very first time that I met her, bad luck to the Black Velvet Band. And her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. For judge and jury next morning, both of us did appear. A man had claimed his jewelry, and the case against us was quite clear. 7 rings transportation, straight down to Van Diemen's Land. Far from friends and relations, betrayed by the Black Velvet Band. And her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. Yes, she was. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. One more time. And her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Brought to you by coffee. That's also the great soundtrack for a good fight. You know, some great director was John Ford. He used it for a fight, and I think probably a number of times on St. Patrick's Day we were the soundtrack to a great fight.
I think
Not this year, hopefully.
No, well, we don't
Be
know.
good to each other out there, okay?
If you're fighting, just shoot us a Facebook comment and let us know.
And we'll put it up on All Star Hip Hop, right?
And I couldn't figure out why Jeff was yelling at me during Black Velvet Band because you were yelling so I could hear you. Yeah, it was good. But yeah, I think this pandemic, it's the first time I've really had hair that I could have over my shoulders, just like
There
the
you
Black
go.
Velvet Band. So, but pandemic hair, you know.
It's a good
Mike's
Yeah,
hair was
it's
pretty
true.
close too.
It was pretty long.
good prop.
I was gonna say we've got audience members, so it's not just Neil running back and forth, but we've got other members of the Kowalski family out there. So we've got Nancy and Rosie
In person.
who are making sure that my hat is not getting over my eyes and helping take the requests and things. So, and making sure Jeff is smiling. Yes, says Jeff's wife. So thank you.
I'm a little, disappointed, although I did get a great haircut today. So I was talking to the guy had set up the lights and they were perfect, and I was like, I was going to put on a hat. He's like, hats are like my bane. But the good news is I got so much pomade on my hair, I can't get hat head. You know what I mean? So I was going full faux patty. You know what I mean? So I got the patty jacket, the fake patty hat that I bought in St. Petersburg, Florida, and
Oh,
but
it's better than that
you know what?
nonsense.
Forget it. You know what I mean? It's all about production values. So we're gonna get rid of it. So we're going to get back to a nice little Irish pub song called Whiskey in the Jar.
Can I mention something? I keep going back to this, but because I was looking at their menu, and this is the perfect time to get a shot over at Stewart's because they have 8 different whiskeys, all awesome. One of them is Jameson 18-year whiskey. So once again, I'm like, man, I really picked the wrong year to not be playing live at Stewart's.
But do any of them come in a jar?
Well, I think yes. Well,
Whiskey in a jar.
we could call it a jar
Yeah.
for song's sake.
For our purposes. Whiskey in the Jar. Here we go, folks. This is the Delaware Irish version. As I was going over the famed Kerry Mountain, met with Captain Farrell, his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol, then produced my rapier. Stand and deliver, for you are my bold deceiver. Wish no ring the doody da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I counted out my money, I paid a pretty penny, took it from my pocket and I gave it to my Jenny. Sighed and she swore that she never would deceive me. Devil have the woman, for they never could be. Say wish no ring da doo da da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. It was early in the morning, before I rose to travel. Guards are all around me, likewise Captain Farrell. First produced my pistol, for she stole away my rapier. I couldn't shoot that water, so a prisoner I was taken. Ring-de-doo-de-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now if anyone could aid me, it's my brother in the army. Think that he is stationed in Cork or in Killarney. If he come and get me, we'll go roving in Kilkenny. Better treat me fair than my darling sporting Jenny. Wish no ring-de-doo-de-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in that jar. Wish no ring-de-doo-de-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now some take delight in the great wheels a-rolling, others take delight in gambling or bowling. I take delight
in the juice of the barley and courting pretty women in the morning bright and early, wishing a ring-a-doo-dee-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o. Let's sing it one more time. Wish the ring-a-doo-dee-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o. There's whiskey in the jar-o. Jar-o.
Jeff, you sounded just like Metallica there. It was great. Were you? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I heard that.
Nice. All right. So we're still waiting on mics, and again, keep the requests coming in, even if we don't play them right away. Oh, so this one is for. I was gonna do a shout out to the Trozzies, Mark and Cheryl. So I've got my mug. This is from the Trozzies. I'm gonna fill it up soon. Gotta hydrate first, and then second hour.
Say hi to Mark and Cheryl.
Hi, Mark and Cheryl.
But this is a song that Mark usually requests, so we'll throw this one out to them.
There's a great band from County Galway, the Saul Doctors, and they wrote this song. It's called the Joyce Country Cayley Band. They're kind of like us, right? Anytime, any place, let's play,
Yeah. Dues and functions, weddings and wakes.
I'd like to get a gig on a pharmaceutical commercial, honestly, because as an Irish band, and so I can get the big residuals. All right, if any pharma people can
work on that.
put us in that.
Yeah.
If I want to sell out, but I want to sell out big.
Yeah, it just depends on the product. There's certain products we don't wanna
Okay,
get.
all right, Mikey,
Yeah.
we'll run it past legal.
And we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band, playing away, we're doing grand. We're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band. Well, Friday night off we go, tune the fiddle, strain the bow, take it handy for the first few sets, 'cause there's hardly anyone listening yet. And we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band, Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're playing away, we're doing grand, Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're the Joyce Country Cayley Band. Well, Mark and Cheryl out on the floor, well, they never lost it, that's for sure. With his brand new shoes and his dad's white shirt, he got a brand new permit, a pleated skirt. And we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band, Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're playing away, we're doing grand, Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band. We do dues and functions, weddings and wakes, shaka-laka-laka, weddings and wakes. Meats and salads, buns and cakes, shaka-laka-laka, buns and cakes. If you need a few tunes, just give us a call. Shaka-laka-laka, give us a call. For the house, the pub, or the parish hall. And we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're playing away, we're doing grand, Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. We're singing a song, won't you give us a hand? Cayley, Cayley, Cayley Band. 'Cause we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band. Yes, there's a princess on the floor tonight. She can barely get those shades just right. Now, hey there, Madge, are you on your own? And how you fix for a seat back home? And we're the Joyce Country Cayley Band. Yes, we're the Joyce Country Kitty Band. Yeah, 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 yeah. Boom, shaka, laka, laka, Kelly Band.
So Pete, what do you think? We should give Mike a mic every time, right? Now?
Yeah, Mike.
You're just trying to sweep me up
Yeah.
so I sing that song.
I know.
I know.
Mike is usually Mikeless.
The people want to hear you.
I know they do. It's amazing.
All right, I'm jingling here. What do we got next?
We're doing one of those one-way ticket to Australia songs.
Yeah. Featuring Jeff Kowalski on drums.
Song's called Botany Bay. Did you mention that Jeff Kowalski's on drums?
I mentioned that, but you can say it again.
I did.
To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar. Farewell to your dirty life. Farewell to your gangers and your gangplanks, and to hell with your overtime. Let the good ship Ragamuffin, it's lying in the quay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. When I went to work this morning, my boss said, Pat, you know, if you don't get your nabbies out, I'm afraid to have to go. So I asked them for my ticket, and I gathered all my pay, and I told him straight that I would emigrate to the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar, farewell to your dirty life. Farewell to your gangers and your gangplanks, and to hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, it's lying in the quay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. And when we reach Australia, go dig for gold. Plenty there for digging, or so I have been told. Or I go back to my trade, and 1,000 bricks I lay. Or I live for an 8-hour shift on the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar, farewell to your dirty life. Farewell to your gangers and your gangplanks, and to hell with your overtime. With the good ship Ragamuffin, it's lying in the quay. Take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. Farewell to your bricks and mortar, farewell to your dirty life. Farewell to your gangers and your gangplank, and to hell with your overtime. For the good ship Ragamuffin, it's lying in the quay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay. To take young Pat with a shovel on his back to the shores of Botany Bay.
The other day at practice, it just came to me, and I went, Botany Bay! Ah, 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 Botany Bay! Botany Bay! Ah, 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 Botany Bay! Can you believe we didn't practice that? I bet you did.
This isn't recorded, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, yes, maybe.
Permanent record.
All right, so we're going to slow things down a little bit. So we got a request before we started live streaming. We got a few of those on Facebook and on our YouTube station. So Trisha Capaldi would like to hear Wild Mountain Time. And it's been a while. We didn't rehearse that one, but it's such a pretty song. I think we should do it. So we should do. You got this, Pete?
I hope so.
Yeah. You can even sing the verse that I don't like.
I will.
All right.
So this song, I think the McPeak, someone in the McPeak families wrote this song. It's called Wild Mountain Time. Sounds quite Scottish. Don't tell them I said that. Okay. It is. It's a nice springtime song. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go. I will build my love a tower behind pure crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. We go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go. If my true love, she'd be gone, I would surely find another to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go. Oh, the summer time is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme goes around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together and pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go, bring it home, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. We go, lassie, go. All right, thanks for the request.
Thanks, Tricia. All right, still in the Irish vein, how about a fishmonger song?
It's probably the only fishmonger song we have, so take away.
So you know which one it is.
This could be the only fishmonger song in the world.
No, because we asked that one night and somebody had their smartphone with them, and there is at least one other fishmonger
Of course
song.
there is.
Yeah.
Somebody
Like
Googled
Stuart's
fishmonger?
Fish and Chips, yes.
Oh, man.
All right, cheers. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you guys for listening in, for being here, for being on Facebook or YouTube or Stewart's or here in the studio with us, so we really appreciate it. All right.
Cockles and mussels.
Cockles and mussels.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone, and she wheeled her barrow through the streets wide and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Well, she was a fishmonger, sure was no wonder, for so were her mother and father before, and they both wheeled their barrows through the streets wide and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. alive, ho, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Crying cockles and mussels. Alive, alive, ho. Well, she caught a fever. No one could save her. And that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through the streets wide and narrow, crying cockles and mussels. Alive, alive, ho. Alive, alive, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Crying cockles and mussels. Alive, alive, ho. Now that's like a super bummer, you know, for St. Patrick's Day. That's what we always say, like, what? She dies?
And that's the end?
And that's it? So we'll take it from the top. We'll give a shout out to Big Pharma. They invented wonder drugs, and everyone's going to do okay. And Molly Malone lives. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. And she wheels her barrow through the streets wide and narrow, crying cockles and mussels. Alive, alive, ho. Alive, alive, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Crying cockles and mussels. Alive, alive, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Alive, alive, ho, ho. Crying cockles and mussels. Alive, alive, ho. All right, Molly Malone lives.
They have a great statue of Molly Malone in Dublin, and you know, a lot of people take photographs with it. We went to Dublin a few years ago, and the statue is a little bit, you know, buxom, maybe. So the Irish have come up with a large number of names for her. So if any of those folks out there watching have been to Dublin, why don't you put in comments some of the names the Irish have come up for that and share it with the rest of us. So.
There are a lot. So. All right, so we also know, so family members are watching. Lots of family members are watching, including two of our biggest fans, Andrea and Tony, are watching with Mike's dad, Mike's 95-year-old World War II veteran dad. So we figured we'd throw a song out to them. So this one is a nice little waltz, so if there's room in your living room,
Hey, Mr.
Tony and
Conley.
Andrea. So, yeah, so dance to this one.
The song was called the Galway Shawl to waltz, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's about a nice girl from Galway, not Galway girl, but
Nope,
she's a different one. Ready? In Owenmore, in the county Galway, one pleasant evening in the month of May, I spied a damsel. She was young and handsome, beauty fairly took my breath away. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was the Galway shawl. Well, we started walking, and she kept a-talking till her father's cottage came into view. She said, "Come in, sir, and meet my father, and play to please him the foggy-dew." She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint, no powder, no, none at all.
her shoulder was the Galway shawl. Well, I played the blackbird and the stack of barley, Rodney's glory and the foggy dew. She sang each note like an Irish linnet, while tears of joy fell from her eyes of blue. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint or powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was the Galway shawl. Was early, early in the morning, we hit the road for old Donegal. She said goodbye, sir, and she cried and kissed me. My heart remains with the Galway shawl. She wore no jewels, no costly diamonds, no paint nor powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and round her shoulder was the Galway shawl. And round her shoulder was the Galway shawl. The Galway shawl.
All right, so so we play the Galway shawl. We play Galway Girl. We'll play that a little bit later. Mike will be on the mandolin. And apparently we've gotten numerous requests for a song that we don't play called Galway Bay. But I suspect I know who's requesting it so often, and they know we don't play it, except on very special occasions. So shout out to Ty and Allison, who were engaged, and we sang that song for them. That's the one time we ever played that song for them. And we've since forgotten it. So, but you know, it's special. It wouldn't be special if we played it too much now. So sorry we don't play it, but happy anniversary. All right. So we're just past the halfway point now. So shall we do some of the clap-alongs, or shall we stick to the list, or?
Whistling Gypsy?
Well, we can do it.
Yeah.
All right. So yes. So actually, this one, Allison usually requests this one. So that's
there you go.
we won't play Galway Bay for you, but we will play Whistling Gypsy for you.
Get this consolation prize.
The gypsy rover came over the hill, down through the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of the lady. Sing it if you know it.
Addy-doo, addy-doo-da-day. Addy-doo, addy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of the lady.
She left her father's castle gate, left her own true lover, left her servants and her estate, just to follow the gypsy rover. Everybody,
Addy-doo, addy-doo-da-day. Addy-doo, addy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of the lady.
howdy-do-da-day. Howdy-do, howdy-hey. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of the lady.
He came at last to a mansion fine, down by the river Lady, and there was music and there was wine for the gypsy and his lady. Everybody,
Howdy-do, howdy-do-da-day. Howdy-do, howdy-hey. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang,
and
he won the heart of the lady.
He is no gypsy, me father, she said, but Lord of the valley all over. And I will stay till my dying day with my whistle and gypsy rover. Last time,
Howdy-do, howdy-do-da-day. Howdy-do, howdy-hey. Whistled and he sang till the green woods rang.
and he won the heart of the lady. Live. So, all right. So, thank you and happy anniversary, Allison and Ty. All right.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, how about this one for Mary Page? Are we doing this one?
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to do a little Finnegan's Wake. It's an old, what would you call it, a music hall. Google it, right? Whatever they do. And it's the story about Tim Finnegan and his wake. And I don't want to say any more about it because it could be a spoiler, right? Tim Finnegan lived on Walking Street, a gentle Irishman. He was mighty odd. He had a beautiful brogue, so rich and sweet, and to make his way he carried a hod. You'd see sort of a tippling way. He liked to drink, folks. With a love for the liquor, poor Tim was born. Now help him on his work each day. A rap with a creature every morn. Whack to the pole, dance to your partner, whip to the floor, your trotter shake. Isn't it the truth I tell you? There's lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake.
How'd you do, Mary Page? Good.
Got to stop at the same time, right?
Mary.
Well, one morning Tim was rather full. His head felt heavy, which made him shake. He fell from the ladder and he broke his skull. They carried him home, his corpse to wake. They wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet from Bed Bath & Beyond. And they put him up the top of the bed with a bottle of whiskey at his feet and a barrel of porter at his head. Back to the bowl, dance to your partner, whip to the floor, your trotter shake. Isn't it the truth I tell you? There's lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Well, Tim's friends assembled at that wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First they brought in tea and cake, pipes, tobacco, and whiskey punch. Then Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a fine corpse did you ever see? Tim Martin, ain't you have to die now? Oh, shut your God, said Paddy McGee. Whack to the hole, dance to your partner, whip to the floor, your trotter shake. Isn't it the truth I tell you? There's lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Now Maggie O'Connor, she took up the job. You know, Biddy, you see, you're wrong, I'm sure. Biddy went smacked her in the gob and left her sprawling on the floor. And then the war to soon engage was fisticuffs. Was woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and a row and a ruction soon began. Whack to the hole, dance to your partner, whip to the floor, your trotter shake. Isn't it the truth I tell you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Now Mickey Maloney, he moved his head when a noggin of whiskey flew at him. It missed and fell upon the bed. The whiskey splattered over Tim. See Timothy revives, see how he rises. There he is. Timothy rises from the bed. So you whirl your whiskey round like places. What the hell do you think I'm dead? Whack to the hole, dance to your partner, whip to the floor, your trotter shake. Isn't it the truth I tell you? There's lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Whack to the hole, dance to your partner, whip to the floor, your trotter shake. Isn't it the truth I tell you? There's I beat you on that one. But it's not a race. Okay.
All right. So we got 3 requests now. So one for Donegal Danny, one, and in fact we got a few of these offline. One for the Unicorn Song, and one for All for Me Grog. But there's something parenthetical there. Hang on.
I don't know anything parenthetical.
Oh, and a non-Irish one. So yeah, we may not do that one tonight. We'll see.
Right.
So of those preferences,
Which one do you want to do?
Let's do a drinking song. Let's do All for Me Grog.
great.
For
We should throw
starters,
this one
here
out
we go.
to Brian Kendall. He loves this song.
That song is it's actually an English Navy song, right?
It is.
Getting paid partially in grog. And, that's happened to us, sometimes when we play on the weekends. Sometimes instead of getting paid, I think we've been paid in alcohol.
That's happens.
And
yes.
that's not a good idea, is it?
Usually not.
No. So the song goes something like this. And it's all for me grog, me noggin grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lass's drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander. Where's my shirt? Now where is my shirt? Me noggin shirt. All gone for beer and tobacco. For the collar is all worn, the sleeves they all are torn, and the rest is hanging out for bitter weather. And it's all for me grog, me noggin grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lass's drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander. Where are my boots? Now where are my boots? Me noggin boots. All gone for beer and tobacco. For the soles they all worn, the heels they all torn, and the rest is hanging out for bitter weather. And it's all for me grog, noggin grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lass's drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander. Where are my pants? Now where are my pants? Me noggin pants. All gone for beer and tobacco. For the hem is all worn, the knees they all are torn, and my arse is hanging out for bitter weather. And it's all for me grog. What? Noggin grog.
That's what.
All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lass's drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander.
So happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's to you.
Thank you. How you feeling?
I'm doing great, but not so great in the song. Because I'm sick in the head, I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore from my slumber. I spent all my dough on the lasses moving slow, and the rest is hanging out for bitter weather. And it's all for me grog, me noggin grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lasses drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander. And it's all for me grog, noggin grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lasses drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander. And it's all for me grog, me noggin grog. All gone for beer and tobacco. For I spent all my tin on my lasses drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander.
There you go, Brian. All right, so
Thank you for the request.
I do think we should play Donegal Donny, and we've played it for other occasions as well, but I just want to kind of preface it. If everybody who is listening or watching, do get your drinks. If you're drinking some beer, if you're drinking some whiskey, if you're drinking hot tea, because this one, especially right now during a pandemic and what's going on, the chorus goes, "Here's to those who are dead and gone." And I think as we go through, we will kind of remember anybody that's not doing so well right now.
So shout out to all the Donegal folks, all the Slavens, McGoverns, the Welshes, my folks, my cousins, right? I remember the night when he came in through the wintry cold and the damp. A giant of a man in an oilskin coat and bundle that thought he was a tramp. Went to the bar and he called a pint. He turned and gave them fire. On a night like this, to be safe and dry is my one and only desire. Here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you as I bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. Now ever since that night I've been on the road, been traveling and trying to forget that awful night I lost my friends. I see their faces dead, and often at night when the wind is high and the rain is tearing at my skin, I hear the sounds of drowning men crying all over the world. Here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you as I bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here. One more time. Here's to those that are dead and gone, to the friends that I love dear. Here's to you as I bid you adieu. Sing Donegal, Danny's been here, me boys. Donegal, Danny's been here.
Here's to those.
Here's to those.
This might be a good time to either do Mike's song or, and I don't know, is he ready?
I think I am.
You are. I think this would be a good time for that song.
Mike, it's time for your party piece.
So
All right.
for those who are not familiar, Mike typically doesn't have a microphone, but once a year I don't want to say we allow him to sing, because I'd like him actually to sing more often. But once a year he promises everybody he will sing this song called Rattling Bog. And if you know this song, you know it does require a pretty good memory. And I think Mike, of all of us, may be the only one who can sing this one.
And isn't that scary? Because, you know, for me to get up the courage, you have to have, you know, a pint or two. And then, but it's a fine line. You can't have too many, because then you won't remember the words.
Gone. Yeah.
And so anyway.
You're like the great Walenda of words.
I kind of am, really, right? Anyway, we're going to do the Rattling Bog. And it's funny, I've been drinking out of this mug that was graciously given to us by Mark and Cheryl Trozzi. And Tracy and I have been watching The Mandalorian on TV, and there's a warning that comes up before you watch The Mandalorian that says the episodes are going to have flashing lights in it. I almost feel like we should have a warning.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thanks. So, with that, I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't distract me.
So can you give us a little background on this whole little tongue twister that you're going
Absolutely.
to sing?
So it's called the Rattling Bog, and it's a song that it doesn't really have a story. Well, it's a story. It does have a story. It's a story about a flea, and that's all I'll tell you. It is a bit of a memory game, so see if you can follow along. If you know the words, sing along. Try and keep up. Don't take a breath. And there's not really any time to have a sip, so have your sip now, and then at the end.
Have the sip now. All right, here it goes. The Rattling Bog.
Oh, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, was a tree. Rare tree, rattling tree. Tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that tree there was a limb. Rare limb, a rattling limb. Limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that limb there was a branch. Rare branch, a rattling branch. Branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree on the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that branch there was a twig. Rare twig, a rattling twig. Twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that twig there was a nest. Rare nest, a rattling nest. Nest on the twig, and the twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, in that nest there was an egg. Rare egg, rattling egg. Egg in the nest, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that egg there was a bird. Rare bird, rattling bird. Bird on the egg, and the egg in the nest, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that bird there was a feather. Rare feather, rattling feather. Feather on the bird, and the bird on the egg, and the egg on the nest, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, 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 the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, well, on that feather there was a flea. Rare flea, rattling flea. Flea on the feather, on the feather, on the bird, and the bird on the egg, and the egg, and the nest on the twig, and the twig on the branch, and the branch on the limb, and the limb on the tree, and the tree in the bog down in the valley. Oh, oh, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, oh, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, oh, the rattling bog down in the valley. Oh, oh, the rattling bog down in the valley.
Michael Connolly on vocals.
It's as rare as a unicorn. Once a year, it may appear.
That's it. This week only.
Yeah. So next year, Jeff, you got to be ready. We're gonna hook you up with a song to sing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff
yeah,
needs his party piece.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
He's going to be, one day I'm gonna be a big star. And all you got to do is act naturally.
Bonzo.
Well done. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So we got a request for some standards. So the first one is When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. So hopefully you guys are singing along.
Let's hope we know how to play this song, because usually, how many times do we play this on St. Patrick's Day usually?
Whoa, a lot. Yeah.
A lot. When Irish eyes are smiling, 'tis like the morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter, you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world is bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, they'll steal your heart away. Hey Tracy, do you know the second verse to that song?
I don't think I know any other verses besides that one.
Neither do I, and I don't want to know any other ones, okay?
No need.
When Irish eyes are smiling, It's like the morning spring in the lilt of Irish laughter. You can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, they'll steal your heart away. Over in Killarney, many years ago, my mother sang this song to me in tones so soft and low. Just a simple Irish ditty in her good old Irish way. And I'd give the world if she could sing that song for me today. Tooralura! Tooralura, lura. Tooralura-lie. Tooralura-lura. Hush, now don't you cry. Tooralura-lura. That's an Irish lullaby. Bring it home. Tooralura-lura. Tooralura-lie. Tooralura-lura. Hush, now don't you cry. Tooralura-lura. That's an Irish lullaby. All right. I think it is St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
At least around here.
And in fact, there was another one that was requested, not just tonight, but it has been requested tonight, but also earlier. What do you think? Is it time?
Oh, you didn't hear? That got banned.
No.
Yeah, it
Is it, so we were trying to figure out. So there are a couple songs that we get asked to play a lot, and the Unicorn song is one of them, which I personally really like, but not everybody does, and I get that. And so we were trying to figure out, like, how could we figure out a way, like, we'll play it, but you got to make a donation to the St. Patrick Center, or we'll play it, but you got to leave a big tip for the people at Stewart's.
Sounds good to me.
I think they should still do that. But
We got to
we'll
get it on the
play
whiteboard, but you know, a great charity in Wilmington, Delaware that we usually, you know, we've been doing for years. We couldn't do it this year with a conflict. This year, instead of having a breakfast and a dinner, they're having the drive-through stew. That's probably, you know, just wrapping up right now.
It was on the news. I saw that on the news. Yeah.
You know, I wish I could be there, but you know, we don't usually like playing in the cold. I always say, hey, next year in Key West. Well, this year we're just in a studio and we're here with you, but we love the St. Patrick Center. It's stpatrickcenter.org, I believe. I'm not sure, but we'll get that for you. And this song is The Unicorn. It's written by Shel Silverstein, the fellow who wrote The Giving Tree and A Boy Named Sue. He's an accomplished poet, but he also wrote this song called The Unicorn, talking about Noah and the flood and the unicorn. And Tracy's going to do an interpretive dance.
Wow.
With Jeff. Jeff, can you drum and do interpretive dancing too? Okay. So is this on? The Unicorn. A long time ago, when the earth was green, there were more kinds of animals than you had ever seen. Run around free since the earth had been born, but the loveliest of all was the unicorn. What did they have, Tracy? They had some green alligators, long-necked geese, humpty-backed camels, chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, sure born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn. Well, God saw some sinning. It gave him pain. He said, stand back. I'm going to make it rain. Hey, brother Noah, tell you what to do. Build me a floating zoo and get alligators, long-necked geese, humpback camels, chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, shores you're born. Don't you forget my unicorn. Well, Noah was there. He answered the call. He finished the ark as the rain started to fall. He marched in the animals 2 by 2. He called them as they went through. Hey Lord, I got your green alligators, long-necked geese, humpback camels, chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, shores you're born. Don't you forget the unicorn. Well, Noah cried out to the driving rain. He saw those unicorns, they were playing silly games, kicking and a-scratching as the rain was pouring. Oh, those silly unicorns. Here we go. There were green alligators, long-necked geese, humpback camels, chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, shores you're born. The loveliest of all was a unicorn. Well, Noah had to go, and he battened down the door. He just couldn't wait for the unicorn anymore. The rain came up, and it floated them away. And it came right through here where we're recording. That way? Yes. To the Chesapeake Bay, right? And that's why, or the canal, I forget, was that built then? But that's why you never see a unicorn to this very day. But you see some green alligators, long-necked geese, humpback camels, chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, shores you're born. You're never gonna see a unicorn. Double time. Green alligators, long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, shores you're born. You're never gonna see a unicorn. All right, that's the unicorn. Don't forget the St. Patrick Center in Wilmington. Doing God's work, feeding the hungry, giving coats to the people who are cold. Gotta love it.
All right, so next time we do a studio recording, we're gonna get you guys up too, because that was nice. I wasn't doing it alone. You just couldn't see the other unicorns out there. So.
It's as rare as a unicorn.
All right, so Mike's doing his costume change. So yeah, have I even introduced the band yet? I have not introduced the band yet,
Who's
and we're
the band?
yeah, we've got about half an hour left. But most people are watching us from our Facebook page or from our YouTube channel, and they know us. But for those who do not. We are Seven Rings, and when there's not a pandemic, we really like to play live in front of people, so I'm glad for the small little group that we've got here today. But just to quickly introduce you, on drums behind me from Middletown, Delaware, Jeffrey Kowalski.
Is Kowalski Irish?
It's O. Kowalski today, right?
Oh, it's O.
Okay, today, okay.
It's all right.
On my right, drinking a beer and playing the mandolin, all the way from Newcastle, Delaware, Michael Connolly.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And in the center, our fearless leader, grew up in Claymont, now from Wilmington, Delaware, Peter Casey.
Did not grow up in Claymont.
No.
Remember, I got outed. Remember that?
He was
You
the
were
other
right
side of
on.
the
You were right
railroad
on the
tracks.
edge, right?
I was on the other side of the
You're
track.
not a Clay Monster?
No.
Aw, so close though.
We're calling him out.
I got caught one time. Someone yelled. I said, "I'm from Claymont," and he's like, "You're not from Claymont, Casey. You're not from Claymont."
But you went to Holy Rosary.
I did.
So that's.
I did.
But he did live near the auxiliary Claymont fire station.
I did.
All
I did.
right, all right.
And Tracy Connolly right here. She usually introduces herself from Old Newcastle.
And not from Claymont or Holy Rosary. But, I like them anyway. So, all right. So we'll do some mandolin now, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a song by an American named Steve Earle. Fantastic. And it's a big hit in Ireland a few years back. It's called Galway Girl. Well, I took a stroll down the old long walk on a day. I met a little girl, we started to talk on a fine soft day. And I asked you, friend, what would you do 'cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. So I took her hand and I gave her a twirl to the Salt Hill Prom with the Galway girl. We were halfway home in the wind and the rain. Day-I-hey-hi-hey. She asked me up to a flat downtown on a fine soft day. I asked you, friend, what would you do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I took her hand and I gave her a twirl, and I lost my heart to the Galway girl. When I woke up, I was all alone, with a broken heart and a ticket home. And I asked you, friend, what would you do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I tell you, friend, in all over this world, I ain't never seen nothing like a Claymont girl. Galway girl. So we're going to play a little tune. I believe Mikey's going to play a little tune called the Silver Spear.
Yes, indeed. I'm tuning this thing back up because, as Pete and Tracy typically inform everyone, the mandolin is notorious for not sticking around in tune.
We were told that mandolin, translated from the Italian, means never stays in tune. So I've been told.
So take a minute, too, again, just to thank you, Jam 24/7 Sound, for making us sound so good and making us look good. So really, really appreciate
You guys are
this. So
amazing.
we feel safe and happy.
I also want to give a shout out to all the Caseys and the Bannises.
Yeah.
Time for shout outs. Okay.
Yes, a little time for shout-outs.
All right. Silver Spear.
Connolly on the mandolin. I almost called him Mike Cannelly on the mandolin.
Live music.
Could be either. I answer pretty much anything.
How about one more Mando tune? Or not a tune, but a Mando song.
Mando
Yeah.
Song, yeah. And funny enough, a lot of the songs we play, some we're playing St. Patrick's Day Irish songs. A lot of these songs, as you know, aren't very Irish, but this one was written by a fellow named Jimmy Driftwood. Who wrote thousands of songs, but
That sounds Irish.
sounds Mick Driftwood,
Yeah, sure. Oh, Driftwood?
something like that. But this is a story about Saint Brendan, and he's another Irish saint, the land of saints and scholars, and his feast day is.
May 16th, a Saturday this year.
So I always say if we get the liquor companies behind it, they should say, let's have a St. Brendan's Day because the weather stinks around St. Patrick's Day.
Somebody hire us on May
And
16th.
St. Brendan makes a pretty decent cream ale, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Brendan, yes, he
gotta
does.
get
He does have liquor. He's liquor ties, right?
Yeah, Irish cream, not a cream ale. It's an
Oh, I'm
Irish
sorry,
cream.
yes,
Yeah.
you're right, Irish cream.
So the story is with St. Brendan, he's the navigator. He went west with some of his monk buddies, and some folks say that he landed in North America. But he did bring some drinks with him because he said he saw some crazy stuff on the way, like sea monsters and the such. And this is his story, St. Brendan's Fair Isle. When I was a lad on the Emerald Isle, I heard many stories, both lovely and wild, about the great monsters and dragons that be, that burned up the sailors alive on the sea. I was an artist with canvas and paint. I sailed with St. Brendan and his jolly saints. We told the good people goodbye for a while. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle. We've been on the ocean for 94 days. We came to the spot where the sea was ablaze. Those devils from Hades were dancing with glee. They were burning the sailors alive on the sea. Then St. Brendan walked on the blistering waves. He threw all those demons right back to their caves. And all of the saints wore a heavenly smile. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle. One night while the brethren were lying asleep, a great dragon came up from under the deep. He thundered and lightning and made a great din. He awakened St. Brendan and all of his men. The dragon came on with its mouth open wide. He threw in that cross and that great dragon died. We skinned him and cooked him and feasted a while. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle. And when we came up to that beautiful land, we kicked off our shoes and we walked on the sand. We pulled out the longbow and killed us a bull. We cooked it right up and we made barbecue. Then after a while, we were singing this song. We noticed the island was moving along. We ate and we drank and we rode in high style. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle. For St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sail for St. Brendan's Fair Isle. Now Brendan says, boys, this is much to my wish, that we ride on the back of the world's biggest fish. Hold on to the rope that is pulling this ship. We'll need it someday if that fish takes a dip. We sailed every ocean, we sailed every sea. We sailed every spot that a sailor could be. In 44 days we did 10 million miles. We sailed for St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sailed for St. Brendan's sail for St. Brendan's Fair Isle, Fair Isle. We sail for St. Brendan's Fair Isle. And they did.
Thank you.
That's
All right.
St. Brendan.
So Mike's going to switch costumes again back to his guitar, and I was looking at the clock, and we only have about 10 minutes left, so we're not going to be able to get to all of the requests. But there was one request that came up on our whiteboard, thank you, Neil, and also in Facebook and messages before, and I think it's time for Danny Boy. Yeah. Oh, even the small studio audience is like, yay! So we will definitely do that one.
Tracy's got to help me out.
I will help you. Long enough to tell to tell a joke or give some banter, or long enough for banter. All right. So, in addition to knowing the name of the members of the band, a lot of people ask us about the name of our band. So, Seven Rings and what that means. So, for the two people who are tuned in who do not know what Seven Rings stands for, so I was watching a show on the History Channel about beer and booze, and it was saying that you can tell the nationality of a person based on the number of sips they take. And apparently in Ireland, a good Irishman takes 7 sips to finish a whole Guinness. And that leaves 7 rings around the glass. So
Very
look,
nice.
how many you got going there, Mike?
How about that? Well, I mean,
It's not stout. So.
It's not a Guinness. It is true. But so for Guinness, yes, I think I could drink that beer in 6 notes, 6 sips.
We'll play that game later.
That's a
so
tongue
yes,
twister
yes.
already. 6 sips.
All right, so Danny Boy, thanks for the request.
Exactly. These are my vocal stylings. Please help me out, Tracy. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. Summer's gone and all the flowers dying. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come he back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if ye come, and all the flowers dying, if I am dead as I may be, you come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear the soft dew tread above me, and on my grave will warmer, sweeter be. If you will bend and tell me that you love me, then I will sleep in peace until you come to me.
Pete Casey.
Thank you.
Danny boy.
All right. So I'm thinking we answer that age-old question. Is it time
Ooh, it might be time.
to answer the age-old question?
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Not that one. The other one.
Not that one?
The what do you do with a drunken sailor?
I don't
I
want to
think
say. I'll sing it. How about
And it's never good if I say. If I take a guess, it's never good.
Yeah, let's
Tracy
not,
can't answer that question.
let's not guess, right?
Ready? Yes.
do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hail, hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Early in the morning. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Throw him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Throw him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Throw him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Early in the morning. Hail, hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Early in the morning. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Early in the morning. Hail, hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Early in the morning. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Put him in the longboat till he's sober. Put him in the longboat till he's sober. Put him in the longboat till he's sober. Early in the morning. Hail, hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Early in the morning. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Throw him in the bilge and make him drink it. Throw him in the bilge and make him drink it. Throw him in the bilge and make him drink it. Early in the morning. Hail, hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Early in the morning. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
Make him wear a mask with a shamrock on it.
Make him wear a mask with a shamrock on it. Make him wear a mask with a shamrock on it. Early in the morning. Hail, hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Hail, up she rises. Early in the morning. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
Put him on Facebook and on YouTube.
Put him on Facebook and on YouTube. Put him on Facebook and on YouTube. Early in the morning. Hey, hey, up she rises. Hey, hey, up she rises. Hey, hey, up she rises. Early in the morning. That's what you do with a drunken sailor. That's what you do with a drunken sailor. That's what you do with a drunken sailor. Early in the morning.
Great. Thank you. All right, so we've got time for one more. We've got a very difficult choice to make.
Ooh, last song.
Nation or
Should we do Last Dance by Donna Summer?
Or isn't there a Donna Summer song? That would be a good one too. But Nation or Parting?
What do you think? Nation wants
I think Nation.
Yeah.
So, all right. So again, we are so sorry we couldn't take more of your requests. We're very sorry we couldn't see you guys in person. But thank you to Jam 24/7 Sound for making us sound good and getting us out to you guys. Have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day, and we hope to see you next year in person. So.
Thanks to Stewart's Brewing Company. I wish we were there with you guys so I could grab my mug and have some of those awesome stouts. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Terrell. Thanks, Al. Get down there and see you guys soon.
And we're going to end with this song. We often end our performances with this, and I want to just thank these guys, and I'd like to thank my mother, and I'll just tell her, I'm streaming, Mom, okay? The song was called A Nation Once Again.
It's a thing.
A nation once again. A nation once again. And Ireland long the province be. A nation once again. When boyhood's fire rang in my blood, I read of ancient freemen, of Greeks and Rome who bravely stood, 300 men and 3 men. And then I thought someday to aid, can such hopes be in vain? That Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. Nation once again. A nation once again. A nation once again. And Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. So as I grew from boy to man, it bent me to that bidding, myself of all those selfish plans and cruel passion ridding. It seemed to arch above my head and forum filled and vain. Its angel's voice sang round my bed, a nation once again. Nation once again. A nation once again. A nation once again. And Ireland long a province be, a nation once again. One more time. A nation once again. A nation once again. And Ireland long a province be, a nation once again.
Happy St. Patrick's Day,
Happy
everybody.
St. Patrick's
Happy
Day.
St. Patrick's
Stay well.
Day.
We'll
Stay
see you
well.
next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Time
And
goes by
nobody
very
licked
quick.
our microphones?
Yeah.
Oh. No. Solo. Moby Dick. So Tom and Dre and Larry, thank you so much.
Thanks for everyone at 24/7.
Yeah.
Jam 24/7. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.